So you may not heard people talking about when it comes to fat loss, sticking to a certain macro split. Thanks, MyFitnessPal. The truth is your macros depend on several factors: training stimulus, personal preference, lifestyle and hormonal status. Here's a quick guide to hopefully clear things up for you. As you can see the pie chart up here, one of those sections is protein. Now the amount of protein you should have is between 1.4 and 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight. An example of that would be if you weigh 70 kilos, times that by 2 grams will give you 140 grams of protein per day. So where do you go on the scale of protein from 1.4 to 2.2? If you've always struggled consuming adequate protein, then we'd suggest starting at around 1.4. Want to maximise muscle protein synthesis, aka gains, then we'd say start between 2 to 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight. As long as you're within these ranges, all is good. Here's the magic for fat loss. Whether you go high carb and low fat, or low fat and high carb, it's completely up to you. As long as you're consuming protein within these ranges and making sure that you're in a calorie deficit, whereabouts you situate your carbs and your fats is completely up to you. Now it's worth mentioning a few things. Number one, you should be going to the gym with the mind focus of that you're trying to maintain and preserve as much muscle as possible, if not build some if you're lucky. Don't exercise specifically for fat loss. Whilst you're in a calorie deficit, that is going to be what is controlling your fat loss, not your exercise. Number two, carbs are our preferred source of energy. So going really low carbs can also have a bad impact on our performance in the gym, actually equating to potentially burning less calories when we're in the gym. This doesn't, however, mean that you can just go low fat. We need fats for the uptake and absorption of many different vitamins and minerals. And it's also the precursor to produce hormones. No one wants a crap sex life. This is why you need a good balance between carbs and fats in your diet. This is why carbs can probably be higher on your training days, and fats can probably be higher on your rest days. You need your protein to preserve muscle mass and regenerative processes, so that's just going to stay the same. Hopefully now you can see that this is where your fat loss is actually going to occur. You're going to exercise to preserve muscle mass, and whether you go low fat or high fat is all actually dependent on the bigger picture.